I'm really excited to share my Antarctic experience with you all. But before I do that, I want to kind of get everyone in the right mindset. So this might be hard for you Californians, but I want you to try to imagine that you're standing in a blizzard. There's snow everywhere. The wind is gusting, smacking you in the face. The temperature is negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit with that wind chill. But this is a perfectly normal day for you. You're wearing 10 to 15 combined layers, perhaps calmly taking notes on your clipboard, or trying to put gas in your vehicle. And I preface with this because it was unbelievable how quickly you can get used to living and working at the very bottom of the world. But let me back up to the beginning. So I had dreamed about going to Antarctica since I was a little kid, for as long as I can remember. But there was a lot about the journey and the preparation that I could have never anticipated until I actually lived through it. So in order to participate in the US Antarctic Program, or USAP, you must pass a series of very rigorous physical qualifications. Now this involved an extensive polar physical, a dental exam with x-rays, upwards of 20 different blood tests, and EKG, the list goes on and on and on. But luckily, our whole team passed all of our medical evaluations. Once that happened, we all got ticketed. We filled out what seemed like endless forms about who do you want to room with? What's your jacket size? Do you have any frequent flyer miles, etc. So I'll skip ahead past all of the kind of boring normal travel to when we got to Christchurch, New Zealand, which is one of the headquarters of USAP. Now we spent a few days here getting all trained up and getting all of our extreme cold weather gear, like the big red parkas you may have seen on National Geographic. They are very big and red. After a few weather delays, which were unanticipated but really anticipated, we finally got to leave New Zealand on this massive C-17 Army cargo jet. Now, we were traveling to McMurdo Station, which is the largest base in Antarctica. And this is a 5 to 10 hour journey, depending on what plane you get and how lucky you are with weather. Once we finally landed on the Ross Ice Shelf and the pilot said, "Welcome to Antarctica," I'm pretty sure my life was complete. Like I said, I was very surprised at how quickly I could get used to living and especially working in consistently sub-zero temperatures. Now, a lot of this could be attributed to how fantastic our cold weather gear was. Now, we were lucky. We were down on the ice to conduct research, so we got to travel onto the frozen sea ice all day, every day, to work with adorable Weddell seal pups. Now, fieldwork in Antarctica presents many challenges, and I'll share with you some of the more unexpected ones, like the fact that duct tape doesn't work in the cold, it's not sticky. Pens won't write because the ink freezes. Consider the battery life of anything electronic halved at the very least, and most importantly, make sure you don't fall into the ocean through hidden cracks in the sea ice. So there were definitely a lot of challenges and some dangers of working in Antarctica. There were also just some crazy fun things that we got to do for our research, like taking snowmobiles out to our field site every day, or having encounters with huge groups of curious emperor penguins. Now, at some point, some of you might be thinking I'm a little crazy for voluntarily and eagerly going to one of the harshest places in the world. But the research we are conducting on Weddell seal pups is important, just like all of the other polar research going on now. I'll limit the super sciencey stuff, but our team was basically down there to study how Weddell seal pups develop, stay warm, and learn how to swim during their short 6 weeks while they're nursing from their mothers. Now, I've worked with a few different species of seals, and I have to say Weddell seals were unique. You could walk right up to them, and they wouldn't even give you a second glance, unlike our local elephant seals that will panic or charge if you even just think about them too hard. So Weddell seals are so uninterested and so unafraid of humans because they have no natural land predators, and they weren't hunted like elephant seals or a lot of other seals were. Weddell seal pups are the southernmost born mammals in the world, and it was always fascinating to us to watch these tiny little fluffy, just babies getting in and out of 29-degree Fahrenheit water and being totally unfazed. Like, that'd be a little chilly for us. In summary, Weddell seals are champions, they're incredible, and I felt very honored to be able to work with them. But why study in Antarctica? Well, Antarctica is the last pristine, truly untouched place on this earth, the last frontier, if you will. Antarctica is also the only place that is not owned by one entity. Countries from all over the world have to come together to protect and study this incredible place. But why study seals, besides it being fun and kind of dangerous? Well, Antarctica, the Antarctic ecosystem is really important because its water and its productivity flow to different places on Earth. And Weddell seals are a top predator in this ecosystem. So their impact is really important to understand and to study. My team was one of only 2 SEAL teams, or teams doing research on seals, down there this year. So it's really important to keep this research kind of alive and going. Fieldwork in Antarctica was by far the hardest thing I've ever done, physically, mentally, even emotionally. But it was without a doubt the greatest, most exciting, and just best thing I have ever been fortunate enough to be a part of. And hopefully this season will be one of many trips to Antarctica for me. Thank you.
Thank you.